What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to today's video where you guys voted on a poll on YouTube, and what I'm going to do today is take the Trans Am to the Siren Nationals again. It's an 8th mile, no prep, one at a time drag race, and last year I went in the Corvette and it was a lot of fun. This will be a little bit slower, but maybe this will give you guys a good comparison of speed between what the C6Z was like and what a cammed Trans Am is like. So I've got about a 1 hour drive ahead of me. Checked everything out in the car last night. All of its fluids checked out good. I just recently did an oil change not too long ago, so I'm not going to do one of them or anything crazy before. The car seems to be running good, but the clutch is on its last legs. That or the slave cylinder, one or the other. We'll see what happens, but after it gets hot, it gets really hard to go between gears. So we'll see how it does the first couple of rounds. It doesn't seem to slip or anything like that, but something is going on it. But anyways, I'll fire this up. We'll hit the road. You'll notice I got quite a mess in here. So some of you may know what this is in particular. I'll talk about that in a future video. A quick view of the garage flooring in here. So that's what I'm working on. That's why I got all of that junk in the other garage. Should turn out okay. It was pretty much bare before, so that's going to be a big difference, and maybe we can do some sort of detailing and stuff like that in here. Really want to start cleaning up the walls and get rid of half of this stuff. Anyways, it's starting to be kind of a nice space, so enough about that. I'm going to put the dogs inside. I'm going to take off. Right. Finally ready to hit the road. Feel like I'm forgetting 10 things, but whatever. Gotta get there sometime. Miles to Siren. We'll be there in about an hour, so that should be just in time for the driver's meeting. So this winter I changed my lower control arms. What I am noticing on the highway right now is that the rear end is noticeably quieter to me. I don't know how the camera's going to pick it up, but the whining isn't nearly as noticeable. So I would say having the polyurethane bushing on the body side of the car and the spherical joint on the rear end side, it did exactly what I've read that it's supposed to do. So I have dampened down some of these harmonics in the car a little bit, which is good, because before it was really, really loud with spherical ends on both ends. It doesn't feel any different. Like I can't notice that there's a polyurethane bushing back there at all under acceleration or deceleration or cornering or anything. So if it was me and I was going to do a whole bunch of street driving or highway driving, I might even just put a polyurethane joint on both ends. It's going to be more compliant and not nearly as loud as, say, a spherical end on each side. And to be honest, I don't think that you're going to notice the difference if you're just driving the car like I do in the videos. So that's pretty much what I've got to say about the view of my lower control arms. We got a really nice 1 hour drive ahead of us. It's pretty country out here, and we got some nice weather. I think there's an abandoned racetrack back there. Maybe we should check that out one day. Anyways, I'll report back to you guys in a little while.
The clouds have been gathering. You may feel hopeless, but I'll never let you go. Fly through the stratosphere and then I'll rip and scream it from your soul. Oh, we'll watch it fall. Now your clouds are all gone. Come and set your light through.
turnout already. So we got a beautiful day to do some racing. I'm gonna get in, get the car teched in, pay up and everything. See you guys in a little bit. Check it out. My old Fox body right there. For sure it is. I had this on the channel a couple years ago, so I owned that car for a little while, and I've seen it a few times, but that is for sure my old car. It's funny. I've seen it a few times. Alright, so I'm in line for my first pass here. The car seems to be running pretty good right now, so hopefully I'll be in the 75, 85 mile an hour range. If I recall, last year the Corvette was in the mid-90s, so 95 to 97, something like that. I don't remember what the ET was off the top of my head, but the timing equipment that they've got here is getting better each year, so it might get more and more accurate. It looks like I got about 10 cars yet ahead of me. Hopefully I can get a couple of passes in this morning, then maybe a few this afternoon, but we'll see how the clutch holds up and everything, and I'll see you guys at the starting line. A really good mix of cars again this year. There's a lot of older stuff, some late model stuff, so hopefully there's gonna be some good action. I'll do some filming outside too after I make a pass here. Looks like we got an SS in front of me there. So right up to the burnout box right now. Got a Challenger in front of us, so once I do our burnout, I'll pull up and do a pretty good one in first gear. Get a little bit of heat in the tires, but I've been idling for quite a while, so hopefully get a decent pass the first go out. The guy told me to do a burnout, and then a car crossed and I got yelled out. Just kind of funny. Alright, here we go. Felt okay. Shifted okay. I did feel at high RPM it does feel a little funny yet. It's like the pedal gets heavier and heavier with each gear change after revving it out really high. So not real sure what that means for me yet, but so far I'm pretty happy with the pass. Looked like I was maybe 76 miles an hour, 75, something like that. So right in where I was hoping it would be. Maybe I'll hop right back in line and try and do one more. Alright, so seems like about a half hour waiting in the staging lanes. They get through cars pretty good here, but it is a little bit slow because there's a lot of people, so you do have to wait your turn. No complaints, so it's the only racing event within an hour, you know, for pretty much the whole season. If I do another first gear burnout, that's going to be plenty. I'm not going to go through second gear. The tires are plenty hot, and burnout kind of sucked. That felt pretty good. Don't need a crazy burnout, so these R888s are really, really good tires as far as I can tell, and the car feels great. I'm gonna let it cool off for a little bit, go watch some of the racers from outside, and we'll check in with you guys in a little bit.
better go check that one. Guy goes down his own track and wrecks it for everybody.
So I'm back in line. I'm going to take my third run. I thought I was running somewhere in the mid 70 mile an hour range based on what I was seeing on the little timing board, but after grabbing my slips, I'm actually in the mid to upper 80s, which is pretty cool. So it's about 10 miles an hour slower than the C6Z was here last year. So that'll give you kind of a speed reference from what that car was like to what a cammed bolt-on Trans Am like this would be like. Very different. The Corvette felt much more powerful, and it does show on the mile an hour here. I'm a few cars out, so we'll see you guys at the starting line. Felt pretty good. I'll be excited to see what the time sub says on it. I showed 78 or 79, so I think it might have been closer to 89 miles an hour, maybe 90. I mean, actually hooked pretty good. I could feel that I let the clutch out. I slipped it just a little bit, but it hooked, and all of a sudden it pulled down the motor, and off we went. Putting a little bit of fresh prep down up there. All right, here we go. I'll try one more.
Miles an hour.
Ah, nice.
Spun a little bit, but overall it felt okay. Looks like the wheeler is out behind me. I don't think I spilled anything, so yeah, we're good. I'll go park it for a while, and maybe we'll do one more later. We'll see. My buddy Ryan's outside filming with the big camera, so thanks Ryan for filming all this and coming down. Brakes are getting hot. Didn't like that pass. I'm gonna hot lap this thing, do one more, and we're gonna get out of here for the day. Alright, so on my last run, this will be my 6th, and what I'm gonna try and do is a second gear burnout, get a little bit more tire speed, some more smoke, put a little bit more heat in them because the last couple of passes, it did spin a little bit on the line. Here we go, second gear burnout this time. That's what I should be doing it in. Cool burnout there. That's all for this year at the Siren Nationals. I'll probably be back in the fall, but for now, we're gonna go get something to eat and drink, and I'll talk to you guys back at the shop. Do one more for the people here. There you go. That's how you say goodbye. There you have it, guys. So the 2021 spring event is in the books. It was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to going back in the fall. So far, I would say the car did really well. I did notice that I got some weird braking problem after going for a high RPM pull like that. When I was on the big end of their drag strip, I noticed that when I pushed the pedal, it felt really hard. I almost felt like ABS was kind of kicking on. So I don't know if my pads are glazed or what the deal is, but there's really not that many miles on them. But I have driven them pretty hard since I installed them. So might be due for a set of brakes on it, or pads anyways. Not real sure, but so far nothing else is telling me that there's something wrong with the brakes. The Toyo R888s held up really good. They hooked up very well on the track. I know they're for more of a, people typically use these for road racing or roll racing, but as a drag strip application for the power I'm making, it was perfectly fine. So these are good tires. I could see running them again. As always, the video will have to come to an end at some point. I hope you guys liked today's video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Definitely subscribe if you want some more content. If you want to see more behind the scenes stuff, check out GreenLightFilming on Instagram. You can also follow fbody Forum on Instagram, so you can post pictures of your car there. If you tag the page, I will repost them and whatnot. So there's one more way that you guys can all kind of interact with each other. I hope you liked today's video, but until the next one, we'll talk to you guys later.